God, can we play more commercials on this station? This station is about me. What? Oh, hi, I'm Amy.
Welcome back, everyone. This is DJ GTA Failer. The subject of this video is the radio station KChat. It's one of only two radio stations which is all talk. The other one we've already reviewed, that was VCPR. From the wiki, KChat is a celebrity talk show station in Vice City hosted by Amy Scheckenhausen. Scheckenhausen is a ditzy girl with a cheery voice who tends to gush over her famous guests while ignoring those she tends to find boring. She sometimes reads a book during interviews and forgets when there's a commercial playing. Amy seems to exist in the HD universe as she is one of the honored celebrities on the Vinewood Walk of Fame in GTA 5. Scheckenhauser is voiced by Lena Weber, born Long Island, New York, an American actress, writer, and voice actress. She has appeared in TV shows such as A Series of Unfortunate People, All My Children, Law & Order SVU, and As the World Turns. In addition to voicing Amy Scheckenhausen here, she also provided the voice of Gina in Midnight Club 2, another game by Rockstar Games.
So, right, we're back. I'm here with oh my God, this is so exciting. But now I'm here with Jez Torrent, a rock god, all the way from Scotland, England. So, Jez, I'm sorry. As you can tell, I'm a really huge fan of Lovefest.
Hey, didn't say sorry, babe. You are a woman of substance, and I like that.
KChat runs live interviews with both local and national celebrities, along with listener call-in participation. During the broadcast played in the game, Amy talks with 7 interviewees, some of whom appear elsewhere in the game. The first guest on the show is Jez Torrent of the fictional band Lovefist, whom Amy admires, along with his drug-addicted girlfriend, Mandy.
Who is that thing with you?
I didn't mind Mandy. I think she's zoning out a little bit. Say hello, man.
Hi, Paul. Ringo, where are we?
The rock lifestyle hasn't been too good to her.
Is she okay? I mean, apart from being an ugly, cheap cow, she looks half dead.
Hey, seriously, man. Didn't cramp my style. I'm an artist, you know.
Amy asks why the last Lovefist album flopped, and Jez blames Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the UK.
Is that because the new album didn't do so well in the UK?
It's that fascist Thatcher. I sing about working class people trying to make it through a tough life. I sing about the things they want. Trashing hotel rooms, wearing glitter in your eyes, and waking up in a ditch next to a totaled sports car. When you make minimum wage, love conquers all. Know what I mean, Sheila?
The name's Amy.
We just heard Amy misunderstand Jez's use of the word Sheila, reading from learningandliving.net. Sheila, a term originally from Australia but also used in the UK, is a casual slang word for a woman somewhat comparable to gal. So Amy thought Jez was calling her Sheila instead of her name Amy, but he was just saying gal or girl to refer to Amy.
Yeah, but you and Dick and Percy and Willie, you're all Lovefist, the 4 Scottish horsemen of the apocalypse.
Let's get one thing straight here. Lovefist is Jez Torrent. I sing the songs, sweetheart. It's my face on the merchandise.
Jez, this has been the best interview of my life. Thanks so much for coming on. Why are you waving your hands at me? Oh, I'm supposed to go to commercial. I'll be right back.
Reading from the wiki, Amy next interviews Michaela Karapidis, a radical feminist who appears here on KChat and also appears on MeTV News on the official website of Vice City Stories.
This is KChat. Welcome back to the show. I'm Amy Scheckenhausen, and next up, we're going to be interviewing someone with a lot to say for herself. A woman who pretended to be a man and then wrote a book about it. I haven't read it, but I'm going to pretend I did. She's professor of anthro-sociology and women's studies at the University of Vice City, and her name is Michaela Krapidis. Michaela, hi, welcome to KChat.
Hello.
So, tell me about your book.
As an academic, I can get paid to write a book about pretty much anything, as long as I give it a complicated title. My book has a very, very obtuse title. Being and Singing. From Freud to the Building Sites, A Woman's Journey into the Male Psyche.
Huh? What?
Kayla is voiced by Mary Birdsong. I've actually mentioned Mary Birdsong's name before, a real-life person born 1968 in Florida, still alive and well. She was in Reno 911, among other things. But here in Vice City, the person voicing Michaela here is exactly the same person who voiced Jenny Louise Crabb, who was one of the folks interviewed on VCPR. Specifically, Jenny, that character on VCPR, was the one whose parents died and then whose adoptive parents were murdered, and she was like hopped up on tranquilizers and was just super happy, but really messed up, of course. So yeah, same person doing that voice for Jenny on VCPR as this person here, Michaela, on KChat.
So I entered the world of men, in disguise, of course. I was dressed like a man.
Okay, and you haven't changed back?
What? What did you say?
You're still dressed like a man.
No, I'm not. These are my normal clothes. Amy, for God's sake, don't fall prey to the patriarchy's evil fashion schemes!
Oh, sorry.
Reading from the wiki, the extreme feminist views of this character here is thought to be a reference to the late Andrea Dworkin, a radical feminist with similar views.
Listeners, don't go away. When you come back, we'll have a new guest, and I promise they'll be more interesting than Michaela Crap Artist.
The next interviewee is Pat Flannery, who has a passion for animals, and he loves animals so much that his nickname is Mr. Zoo.
G'day,
Hi, Mr. Zoo.
Hi, the name's Pat Flannery, but I love zoos, I really do. That's why they also call me Mr. Zoo.
Pat is a clear parody of the Australian zoologist Steve Irwin, who was known as the crocodile hunter. Pat loves animals maybe a little too much.
What about animals?
Well, it's interesting, right? But not a lot of folks realise that we're 90% the same as a fly or a cockroach or a pigeon. That's the new science out there called genetics. I think you could, legally speaking, marry any animal you wanted and have kids. Unless you're married already, babe. You ain't married, are you?
No, I just split up from my boyfriend. He didn't like me being on the radio. Whatever. Said I sounded stupid.
Have you ever tried cuddling a shark, getting down and dirty with one, relaxing it a little?
No.
Well, I have, and I'll tell you, it's very rewarding, babe? There's a horny Pat bear named after me. Pat, right? Exactly the same as a regular bear, only it's got a big horny growth hidden right down its groin area. You gotta reach in, have a fiddle about, and then you find it. Completely different it is. I was amazed when I found it.
Next, Amy interviews New Age priestess Gethsemane Starhawk Moonmaker.
My next guest is the author of this book, I'm Lovin' the Coven. Gethsemane.
Gethsemane.
Gethsemane. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Amy. I brought you a crystal. Isn't it gorgeous?
I guess so, if you're into shiny glass.
Gethsemane and her compost coven are fans of all things natural.
They're trying to outlaw nature. If I'm in the park and a nice gentleman comes along, I should be able to breastfeed him.
I find this really interesting. Not really, but I say this because I'm told to. I'll be back on KChat after these messages from our sponsors.
Here we'll learn a little bit about Gethsemane's coven.
We're all about working to preserve the diversity of natural life. Reuse everything.
Question, who's this we?
My coven.
Like witches?
No, yes, but not witches like you think. We're just a group of people who believe in communal sharing and chanting a lot and can't find husbands.
Well, we'll hear from a caller named Freddie. If you played a lot of GTA 3, see if you can remember Freddie appearing on Chatterbox FM in GTA 3.
You're on KChat.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. Really interesting. I'm British, you see. You're a good witch, correct?
Yes, a white witch.
But you have a broom.
Yes, it's ceremonial.
Supposing I'd been a bad boy, like if I hadn't learnt my spells or something, would I get smacked with it?
Violence is wrong.
But you must hit Freddy with your broom. Freddy's been very naughty and not learnt his spells. Hit me, hairy legs, hit me! I deserve it!
Prank caller! Sorry, listeners. Somebody call the IRS. Who let that guy in the country?
Reading from the wiki, in GTA 3, Freddy lives in Liberty City. He telephones Chatterbox FM asking Laszlo about nannies in America, stating he needs to be spanked. Laszlo reacts with disgust when he finds out that Freddy wants nannies to fulfill his own sexual fantasies. Freddy is voiced by one of the Rockstar co-founders, Dan Houser.
And boys, have I got a treat for you. Next up is a living legend, a man who won the World Series single-handed. It's sports legend BJ Smith. So, BJ, welcome.
Thanks. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Oh, I know.
But one thing, sweetheart, I never won the World Series. That's baseball. I played football. Talk to a guy who just played an hour of football. He's been in the trenches getting Agent Orange sports drinks poured all over his head to keep him from taking an innocent life. One is a game for men. The other is a game for pansies who like wearing button-down shirts.
The next interviewee is BJ Smith. We'll have more to say about BJ when we get to his chain of missions over at the Sunshine Autos dealership. Suffice it to say, he is voiced by NFL legend Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest defenders to ever play the game.
With that little mustache you busting out, looks like you should be talking about some hormone problems, girl.
Excuse me? What did you say?
Oh, nothing. Damn, baby, you're so ugly you make blind kids cry.
BJ hits on Amy multiple times during this interview, despite the fact that he makes fun of her looks.
Oh my God, isn't this getting intimate, BJ? I feel like we are really connecting.
Yeah, I'd like to connect with you.
BJ uses this interview time to promote his fitness program based on football.
That's Fighting Fit for Football. A really very simple program. The best way to get your body fit is to have total disregard for your body. Every now and then you wake up and come out of concussion and say, damn, I look good.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Tell me about it.
I am doing. I'm fin to... Hey, wait a minute. Are you reading a book over there during this interview?
No, I can hardly read. Get on with it.
And here's a caller referencing San Andreas, which is pretty cool. And in that football game, apparently BJ Smith played with 2 broken legs. And I don't know if this is a reference to actual Lawrence Taylor actually breaking the leg of Joe Theismann, quarterback for the Redskins. But it's one of the most gruesome injuries that I have seen. Don't look it up.
BJ, man, you're awesome. Here's my question. How'd you play that game against San Andreas with 2 broken legs?
The method I use in the game against essays is actually a part of my exercise video. When in doubt, go for the groin. I hope that answers your question.
My next guest is the star of the hit show, Just the Five of Us, where he appears as the rich father of a family of misfits. But more recently, he's working on the controversial theater piece, In the Future, There Will Be Robots. Claude Maginot, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Amy. However, you have mispronounced my name. It's Madge, which rhymes with badge, as in duh, and no as in more than you, Maginot. Anyway, thank you for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to discuss my art.
Claude Maginot is voiced by John Mauceri. Reading from the wiki, he was born in 1945 in New York City. He is an American conductor, actor, producer, arranger, voice actor, and music composer. His only role in the GTA universe is here as Claude Maginot and then as Mr. Chessfield in Just the Five of Us.
In the Future There Will Be Robots is not a funny piece. It deals with the most important issues in the world today: love, pain, suffering, skin-tight pants, and well-stretched groin muscles.
This character hates being famous for being on Just the Five of Us, which he thinks is just a silly, stupid comedy. He really loves his arty piece, In the Future There Will Be Robots. The voice actor, again, John Maucero, says that this Maginot's voice that he created was a mixture of, quote, personal stuff and an imitation of the actor Kelsey Grammer.
I'm a performer. I express myself any way I can, while I'd never attempt to describe Just the Five of Us as anything other than worshipless pap. I need to support my serious art.
This character, Claude Maginot, reminds me of a DJ from GTA 3, specifically Morgan Merriweather from the Double Clef FM, the classical music station in GTA 3. And while both characters were uppity and pretentious, at least Morgan Merriweather, the DJ from GTA 3, I found likable, whereas I don't find anything to like about this character in Vice City, Claude Maginot. I'm not rating the interviewees, but anyway, Claude gets an F.
No comment. Next caller.
Oh my God, trauma. I meant that's my line. I'm supposed to say that. Oh God, this guy is such a dick. My next guest is a rising star in the world of Norse mythology. He is Valhalla's finest deity and motivational speaker, Thor.
Hi. Hello, Amy. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long journey.
Final interviewee on KChat is Thor, who is a Norse deity, not deity. He's voiced by Frank Fava, and apparently Frank Fava also did the voice of one of the callers on Chatterbox FM back in GTA 3. Reading from the wiki, According to Kent Paul's 80s Nostalgia Zone, Thor was actually a delusional individual who thought he was a Viking. That was actually my impression the entire time I've listened to this guy on the interview as well. I didn't think he was like playing a character so he could sell motivational tapes. I thought he just really thought he was Thor, even though he's clearly not. The wiki also points out that Thor has a star on the Vinewood Walk of Fame in GTA 5.
I am a Viking, and a Viking that will not only help you unleash the Furies, but unleash yourself. It's in my Thor's Norse Power program. This is very helpful for living in suburbia, Amy, and I should know.
I really don't understand how.
Oh, it's very helpful. Maybe a neighbor is tossing his leaf clippings on your lawn, or looking at your woman, or harboring desires regarding your longboat. You enslave his children, set his house on fire, he shall not bother you again.
So now it's time for me to give a grade to KChat. If you recall, the other talk radio station got a grade of B. I gave VCPR a grade of B. In VCPR, I really enjoyed the interplay between the three panelists on each of the three panels, and I really liked Maurice Chavez. I just thought he was a hilarious character. But KChat is not going to get nearly as good a grade as VCPR. Amy's shtick is funny for a little while, but it does grow tiresome. She's got 7 guests, but there's no interplay, right? The guests are all on individually with Amy. And of the 7 guests, I found 6 of them kind of unlikable, honestly. The only interviewee that I liked is BJ Smith. The other ones were all just kind of boring and blah. And I know they're supposed to be, cartoonish and characterish, but I just didn't find them very entertaining in the way that I find VCPR entertaining. So when I'm playing this game, if VCPR comes on, I often leave it on for many minutes. But if KChat is on, I find that I change it pretty quickly most of the time. So sadly, KChat is going to get a grade of D. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through KChat. This is DJ GTA Failer out.
But first, listeners, Vice City, remember, don't behead your girlfriend and take her head around on a stick.